The question echoed through the alleyways of my mind, ricocheting off the cracked walls of my sanity. The darkness crept in, whispering secrets of a fractured reality, as I wandered deeper into the abyss of my thoughts. The voices had returned, their incessant complaints a relentless torment to my isolated existence. I knew better than to challenge them. They always triumphed. Their whispers grew more insidious, reverberating through the desolate streets, saturating the silence with their eerie presence. I felt ensnared, unable to break free from their malevolent grip. The darkness deepened. How many times had I wanted to delete myself and others, to rid myself of the toxic world and everyone in it? Too many to count. Yet despite the darkness that gnawed at my soul, I never followed through. The cowardice of self-preservation always held me back, keeping me tethered to this miserable existence. I stumbled through the neon-lit streets of Los Angeles, the city a blur of lights and shadows. The air was thick with the scent of rain and gasoline, a heady mix that clung to my senses. Each step felt heavier than the last, as if the weight of the world was pressing down on my shoulders. The neon signs flickered and buzzed, casting eerie glows on the wet pavement. I could hear the distant hum of traffic, the occasional honk of a horn, and the muffled conversations of people hidden in the shadows. The city was alive, but it felt like a ghost town to me. Every corner I turned seemed to lead me deeper into a labyrinth of confusion and despair. The faces of strangers blurred together, their expressions unreadable. I felt a growing sense of unease, as if I was being watched, followed. The neon lights, once vibrant and inviting, now seemed sinister, casting long, dark shadows that danced and twisted in the corners of my vision. The city, once a beacon of dreams, now felt like a nightmare I couldn't escape. You can't see California without Marlon Brando's eyes. The phrase looped in my head, nonsensical yet profound. What did it even mean? I pondered this as I walked through the bustling streets of Los Angeles, the city of dreams and broken promises. The sun was setting, casting long shadows that seemed to stretch infinitely. The phrase echoed in my mind, intertwining with the sounds of the city, the honking of cars, the chatter of people, the distant wail of a siren. Marlon Brando's eyes, those piercing, enigmatic eyes, seemed to hold the secrets of the universe. They were eyes that had seen the heights of fame and the depths of despair. As I continued my journey, I couldn't shake the feeling that those eyes were watching me, guiding me through the labyrinth of the city. The phrase, "You can't see California without Marlon Brando's eyes," began to take on new meaning. It was as if Brando's eyes were a lens through which the true essence of California could be seen. The glitz and glamour, the dreams and disillusionments, all filtered through those eyes. I found myself standing in front of a mural of Brando, his eyes staring back at me with an intensity that was almost unnerving. It was then that I realized California wasn't just a place. It was a state of mind, a dreamscape that could only be truly understood through the eyes of those who had lived its highs and lows. And so, with Marlon Brando's eyes as my guide, I continued my descent into the heart of California, ready to uncover its mysteries and embrace its madness. The journey was just beginning, and I knew it would be a path filled with revelations and shadows. The legacy of Father Fossil Fuel is a haunting shadow that lingers, a somber echo in the corridors of time. Each step I take is a whisper of the past, each breath a sigh of forgotten dreams. The weight of history, heavy and unyielding, presses down on me, a relentless force. In the dim light, memories flicker like ghosts, dancing on the edge of consciousness. The air is thick with sorrow, a palpable presence that clings to my soul. The journey is long, the path winding and uncertain, but his legacy remains, a constant companion in the darkness. I sift through faded letters and old journals, hoping to find a trace of his essence, a whisper of his soul. But all I find are shadows, fleeting glimpses of a man who remains forever out of reach. His legacy is a labyrinth, a maze with no exit, and I am forever lost within its dark corridors. The weight of his absence is a burden I carry, a constant reminder of the void he left behind. And so, I wander through the darkness, searching for answers that may never come, haunted by the ghost of a father I never truly knew. The voices grew louder, urging me to do something, anything, to end the torment. How many times have you wanted to die? They taunted me, knowing full well the answer. It was too late for me, they said. All I had to do was get rid of myself. Simple, really, but then nothing in my life had ever been simple. I ducked into a grimy bar, seeking refuge from the cacophony in my head. The stale air and dim lighting were a welcome respite from the glaring reality outside. I slid onto a bar stool, nodding to the bartender, who knew better than to ask questions. He slid a whiskey across the counter, and I downed it in one go, savoring the burn, hoping it would silence the voices, if only for a fleeting moment. It's all in your head. I laughed bitterly. It's all in my head, all right. A private hell of my own making, populated by ghosts and shadows. I tried to live a normal life, but the lies I told myself always caught up with me. They always did. Everywhere I went, there was a sense of impending doom, a weight that pressed down on my chest, making it hard to breathe and filling my mind with dread. "Do you want to feel pain?" one of the voices whispered, seductive and malevolent. "Take my name in vain." Caring never felt so lame inside. I closed my eyes, trying to shut out the voice, but it only grew louder. "Anybody else got pride? Do you want to take my life? Maybe I'll reverse my ride." "Who in the darkness are you?" I wanted to scream, but the words stuck in my throat. "Forget you." The anger surged, a white-hot fury that threatened to consume me. "Better suck it up, 'cause you bled through. Better get away from me, stay the fuck away from me." I could feel the rage boiling, ready to explode. In the depths of my rage, I discovered a twisted sanctuary, a fleeting mirage of control. I clung to it with a desperate fervor, knowing it was the fragile thread that kept me from plummeting into the abyss. This illusion, this ephemeral anchor, was all that stood between me and the consuming chaos. It was my only solace, my last refuge in a world unraveling. I stared into the cracked mirror behind the bar, seeing not my reflection but a stranger's face. "Look me in my brand new eye," the voice mocked. "Look me in my brand new eye." I did, and for the first time, I saw the truth, the madness, the darkness. It was all there, staring back at me. "Motherfucker," the voice screamed, and I screamed with it, a primal howl of anguish and rage. The mirror shattered, and so did I. In that moment, I knew there was no turning back. The descent into madness was complete, and there was no escape. Not for me, not ever. The darkness had consumed everything.